Hey everyone, Super Saiyan Sanchez back here with another video. Today, switching it up and bringing you guys Armored Batman from Mafex from the Batman v Superman film. Let's go ahead and check them out. And here's a 360 view of the box. And this is an OG Mafex figure, number 23 from the line. I like the artwork on the boxes a lot more than I do like the SH Figuarts. I like the open panel. You can actually see all the parts that are included in the figure, which is a plus instead of just kind of not knowing, and unless you have a review or you can see some of the stuff that, just in case you missed the shots of the pre-order. Usually the pre-order kind of shows everything that's going to be included in the figure, but if you missed that, I like the open panel on the box, like I said, just to see everything, which is pretty cool. And here he is out of the box, and sadly he doesn't come with much, just 2 sets of hands and a grapple gun, which kind of I don't like, but Mafex does this sometimes. They do stack up some figures, but in later releases I know they do get a little better with that. And here's a 360 of the figure, along with his wired cape, which is pretty cool. He does look pretty badass in my opinion. Mafex does do a lot of great Batman figures. I prefer them for more DC and Marvel figures versus SH Figuarts. Man, this figure is incredible. Definitely great job from Mafex. It is an older figure, but to me, just the detail in the figure, for a figure that was released a long time ago now, this is actually one of the some of the maybe top 5 figures that I purchased from Mafex. Like it was more the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises, and then the Batman v Superman movie was coming out, and these were definitely must grab. You had to grab these. It was a must grab, and they look great. They look pretty great. Of course, now there's a lot of more stuff that are a lot better, but I still appreciate these figures. See that 5 o'clock shadow and Ben Affleck's face. I did wish that they actually had some sort of light up appearance for the eyes. That would have been pretty cool. The shoulder pads, which kind of sucks. They kind of like they don't kind of stay in place. Kind of sucks, but it still looks pretty cool. Man, but the detail here, man. He was in that fight with Superman. Spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't seen the movie. It's not the greatest movie. I definitely put it up there just because I grew up watching Batman and some of Superman, and just to see them go at it in a fight was pretty cool. Even though the script wasn't that great, I still think it's a great movie. Just seeing 2 icons on the screen, and of course he does have his wired cape, which is pretty cool. I love this. I love this color. It's pretty cool. Looks like a washed denim. It's nice. And of course, these are the older figures. This is number 23, and now I think they're up to like almost 200. So, of course, you're gonna have a lot of stuff in here, which doesn't look that great. We got his belt covering this spot, and it does move, which is still pretty cool. But like I said, you can just see the detail here, just the damage when he is fighting. You can just see that he used the suit. I'll show you guys the back. It's pretty crazy. Just the detail in the clothes too. You could just see the detail there. Sorry about tapping the camera there. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, honestly, what they could do, and it's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get into some articulation. He does have you could do the neck rotation 360. He is on a peg. You can put his hand up. You can, just because of the shoulder pad. I don't even think it's on a hinge. It's just on something that's just kind of glued there. You see it. It's not on a hinge. That's for sure. That's for sure. He can't do a 360 rotation on his hand, but he can, just because of the shoulder pad hindering it. That kind of sucks. You can do some sort of rotation here, which is still pretty good. Of course, his hand can do a 360. His chest, you can lean forward. You can lean back. He does have this opening right here, which kind of bugs me, but it's fine. It just helps you, more articulation when you're trying to do some sort of pose. And his belt, sorry about tapping the camera. And his belt, like I said, is covering his waist. So you can see this little space right here, this little gap. If you move him like that, and you can get him to kick up. Knee right there. It's pretty cool. And I don't like this gap right here for his it's on the ball joint, and it looks all right. It just looks weird just seeing that gap there, but still pretty good. And of course, he has the spikes on the bottom of his boots, and he does have his rotation, and he does have his toe hinge, which is pretty good. Like I said, he is an older figure, so these figures tend to be a lot more loose than the newer figures now. That those joints are tight. You can make these joints tighter. You just got to add some stuff to it, which kind of sucks. I'm not trying to buy a figure and having to, wonder why it's so loose, but that's the way Mafex started, and they're kind of known for that. But now they've improved it a lot better, so that's a good thing. Yeah, like I said, this cape is wonderful. They don't have it. They only have it wired going down the sides. They don't have the wire on the bottom, which I would have liked, but it's still pretty cool. See the back of his head. All right. And since he is very limited on his parts, of course, if you buy other figures like the Nightmare Batman, they have the original. They have the Superman, the Henry Cavill. They have the regular Batman with his suit on. They have Armored Batman, and then they have Nightmare Batman. Nightmare Batman does come with the Kryptonite Spear. He does come with a lot of accessories that you would add on to this Armored Batman, also along with Henry Cavill. So there's some pretty cool stuff. We're gonna go ahead and start reviewing those as well for the future, later date. Hopefully, if you guys like this review, and you guys tell me if you guys like this, I'll keep going with it. I think these are pretty cool. Just wanted to switch it up. We have a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, but I also like other lines. So. Alright guys, after doing all those poses, hopefully you guys did like what Mafex did have to offer, which is pretty cool. The posability of this figure is pretty amazing. He is hindered on some stuff, but I still think he's a great figure just because, or maybe I'm biased just because I am a Batman fan, and I always watched him growing up, the animated series, so it was still pretty cool. But I still think he's a great figure overall. Let me know what you guys thought of him. Like I said, he is a little loose, which kind of does suck. I'm gonna go ahead and give this figure a 6 out of 10. I wanted to go a little higher, but I had to be honest with myself and say that I know that this figure has a lot of problems. So, like I said, he's loose, outdated mold. I feel like they could do a lot better now. Like I know they're. Let me know what you guys thought of the figure. I still think he's a great figure. Is he a must grab? Probably not. Unless you are a big Ben Affleck Batman fan. I'm a huge Ben Affleck Batman. I actually liked him a lot in the movies. A lot of people didn't. They kind of say that he's probably the worst Batman, but I don't know, man. I'm definitely a huge fan. I can't get him to stand right now, but yeah, to me, he's up there along with Henry Cavill. They kind of made the DC or I feel like they kept it up there for me, but not everyone sees it. Everyone has their own opinion of the franchise. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this figure, would you grab him? If you have him, did you still have him, or did you get rid of him? Did you trade him? Did you sell him? Did you not like him? Give me your guys' thoughts and opinions, guys. Thank you guys for watching.